this thing with the injustice. I think there was also a few parables in the Bible that even made me angry as a young boy when I heard them. That,
go on.
Yeah, there was this, for example, this parable that everyone is invited the whole day into this garden, and it doesn't make a difference whether you come early or late. It's the same for everyone. And people got really angry about the story because what's the point then of working here if you get the same goodies in the end, even if you didn't work any?
It totally confronts all our normal expectations. It's interesting how that one is ignored. It's one of the most puzzling stories, isn't it? So the workers who were taken on at the beginning of the day, and then there's a worker taken on, let's say, 10 minutes before the end of the day, they're all paid the same amount of money. It seems to be a denial of karma, doesn't it? It's a denial of karma. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter whether you work hard and worship your God or laze around all day on your fat arse and drink vodka. Makes no difference. God still loves you. It's lovely. It's beautiful. It totally confronts our kind of horrible Judeo-Christian morality, which we're so steeped in. Even those of us who feel we are a million miles from it are still steeped in it and are likely not to recognise it as horrible. Our kind of nasty bourgeois sort of Judeo-Christianity. You get what you deserve. And that parable's wonderful. No, it says, what's that? That's not got to do with God's love. I don't often talk in terms of God, but I will now. That's not got to do with God's love. Excuse me, do you think God's an accountant? Sitting there, you clock in at the beginning of your life and you clock out at the end, and then God goes through his ledger and rewards you, or your hell for you. Well, clearly the churches think that. Of course they do. Religions think that, because the churches and religions are there to support power and morality and so forth. They don't have anything to do with God. It's a wonderful story, that is. I love it. You won't find me saying that about many things in the New Testament or the Old Testament, but that's a corker, that is. It's wonderful. So if you want God's love, which is simply another metaphor for what we're talking about, and I mean, if you have a certain kind of personality in history, if the seeing of oneness arises in all its fullness, then you'll probably talk about it in those terms. It doesn't matter. Probably talk about it in those terms of a religious revelation, a spiritual religious revelation, being bathed in God's love. So it's wondering if you want to be enfolded and embraced in God's love, then sit around on your fat, lazy arses all day, or get up very early in the morning and work very hard. It won't make any difference. And one of the people, I don't usually quote other authors on non-duality because I want you to buy my books and not theirs, but I do occasionally quote this author who said, what should you do? Do what you like. Have a cup of tea, go for a walk. If you know someone who's awakened and you fancy hanging out with them, then hang out with them. It won't make any difference. Of course, the reason it won't make any difference whether you do any of that or whether you sit on your arse all day or whether you work hard all day is because there isn't anyone doing any of that. It's not you who's doing it. It's all just arising. Being lazy arises. Working very hard and very passionately arises. Different characters, different circumstances. Nobody in there doing anything. There's no one in there being lazy. There's no one in there working hard.